Hey guys, welcome back. Today we are talking about something that often takes people by surprise when they finally say the words, I want a divorce. It's not just the words themselves, okay? It's the emotional response they trigger. Remember in the last video, we were talking about denial. So in this one, we're going to talk about anger. So let's be clear. This isn't about your anger. This is the anger of the person hearing the news. The person who, until this moment, might have been hoping things will turn around because they were on denial. This person might have been denying what was unfolding. And now they're being asked to face a reality that they are not emotionally prepared for. So when people feel that something fundamental is slipping out of their hands, the relationship, the family unit, a version of their future, it's very possible they might lash out. Not because they're cruel, but because they are most probably in pain. And because anger often feels safer than grieving. So in this video, I want to help you understand that dynamic. Not just intellectually, but emotionally. So you can hold your ground without escalating the conflict. So you can respond, not react. So you can protect your clarity without losing your humanity. Now, I want you to picture this. One day, your partner is dismissing the conversation that you had before about divorcing and is brushing it off, is brushing your concerns. Maybe is even making future plans for both of you, part of the denial that we talked in the last video. But then, seemingly overnight, they are furious. They are accusing you of betrayal. They are making you the villain. This flip can obviously feel shocking. But here's what I want you to remember. Anger is often grief in armor. Underneath of it, there is fear, there is sadness, there is shame. And if you see only the rage, you are going to miss what is really protecting. So, why anger happens? So, anger is an emotion that gives people the illusion of control when everything else feels chaotic. It's a psychological defense, a way to push back against something they feel powerless to stop. So instead of feeling abandoned, they might accuse. Instead of feeling rejected, they might blame. And don't get me wrong, that they react in this way, it doesn't make it okay. But it does make us human. It's a very human expectation. It's part of being human having these reactions. So what can it look like? How does that anger actually shows up? So one way is blame. You will hear things like, you're tearing this family apart, or this is all your fault. They push the pain into you because it feels unbearable to see it with. Yeah. Another way will come as an outburst, shouting, slamming doors, long angry text, or maybe even softer forms like using sarcasm or silence that stings. Another one could be guilt tripping. For example, they will say things like, you are destroying the kids, you're going to regret this, etc. But these are not reasoned arguments, okay? They are emotional flare-ups, and they are meant to hook you. So it's very important that you learn what not to do. So how do you avoid getting pulled into the storm? So here is what usually doesn't help. One thing is arguing point by point. When someone is in survival mode, they are not listening, they are reacting. So logic is not going to land. You need to avoid explaining. Another one is going to be trying to soothe or fix it. You can't talk someone out of their grief, especially if they don't recognize it as grief yet. You also have to avoid giving in just to avoid conflict. Agreeing to something major like custody of the kids, money arrangements, or moving out, it's just a way for you to stop the yelling, but it's going to backfire you because you will end up compromising your stability just to calm theirs. So what can you do instead then? Now, here is what does helps. First of all, stay grounded. That doesn't mean being cold. It means staying calm. Staying calm in your tone, slow in your pacing, and clear in all your messages. You need to be very clear in your message. Also, hold a boundary. If things get aggressive, it's okay to say, we can continue this conversation when it feels respectful for both of us. That's a perfect sentence to say if something gets a little bit flooded. And lastly, shift towards the practical. Not emotionally, but logistically. So start anchoring in the real. Where are we going to live? What do we need to handle this week? Concrete action helps shift people out of the emotional flooding. Now, I want to provide a couple of phrases that you could use. Sometimes, we just need a sentence to hold onto. So here are a few. I can hear that you are upset. I want to talk, but not in this way, not like this. Another one could be, I'm willing to have a hard conversation, but I won't do it while being yelled at. I won't do it while I'm being screamed. Another one could be, this isn't about whether you're hurting, I know you are, but I'm still standing by my decision. Now, these statements don't shut people down. What they do is setting the tone. They say, I'm here, but I'm not available for emotional punishment. Now, I want you to think of having a line, holding a line. This is about where your personal statement is. What crosses it? When do you shift from listening to stepping away? So I want you to try this, something like, if my partner does X, I will Y. If my partner starts X, I will Y. And this practice saying it, then practice saying it loud, not for them, for you. So if my partner gets aggressive, I will walk away. Something like that. Now, understand that anger is loud. It's going to be messy, and it often makes you question yourself, your decisions. But someone else's big reaction doesn't mean you're making the wrong call. You're not responsible for how they grieve. You are responsible for how you show up. So stay steady, stay kind, stay clear. If this resonated with you, I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Have you seen this kind of anger before? What helped you to hold your ground? And if you found this helpful, please make sure you subscribe. In the next video, I'm going to move into the next emotional stage, which is bargain. I will see you there. Bye bye.